Good morning and welcome to the Elevate Renatus team call. This is your host, Keely Austin. Today is Wealth Wednesday. It's November 17th. It's the 18th, November 18th. I'm very grateful to be here with you this morning. Our quote of the day today is, "Our goals can only be reached through the vehicle of a plan. There is no other route to success." Pablo Picasso. Just a few dates to take note of if you haven't already. Make sure that you've marked your calendar for our Renatus National Conference. Every year we have a fantastic training, 3 days of training with leadership from around the nation. Mark your calendar for March 18th through the 20th, 2021. The theme is Shifting Higher into Focused Transformation. We also have our Leaders Retreat dates, August 13th through the 17th, 2021. So excited to see you all in Cabo. Tune into the Founders Live every Monday. So the Renatus Founders Live webinar is Mondays at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. A nice quote that goes along with this is, there are three kinds of people in this world: people who make it happen, people who watch what happens, and people who wonder what happened. So to make sure that you're not one of the wondering individuals, make sure that you're tuning in every Monday at 4 o'clock for the Founders Live. A lot of important announcements there. We get to hear from our CEO himself. And just added a couple of really powerful daily and weekly activities to our support system. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, we have a weekly private capital masterclass. Daine Clark is helping facilitate this. He's had quite a bit of success with building capital for his business. So he's the perfect candidate to help us with some of those conversations and taking information from our classes and putting it into action. So join us every Thursday at 6 p.m. for the Private Capital Masterclass. We also have a daily real estate action mastermind happening Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9:45. Watch your classes, bring your questions, and let's take some action in our real estate businesses. We also have our fabulous Friday morning with Lily Puertas. Lily has been training with us from 8 to 9 on Fridays. If you've been with us for a while, you know that it's been Monday through Thursday for many years. So it's really exciting that we've added on Friday to our morning calls. And we also have a get to know you call happening Monday through Friday at noon. This call is designed for your guests. There is a short and sweet story being told every day. So a different story each and every day for 15 minutes. So have your guests log on to that through bit.ly/ZoomUp. Very powerful exposure for your guests and just a great additional exposure if they are needing that. So make sure to tune into that Monday through Friday at noon. And those are recorded, so you can also send those recording to your guests. The recordings can be found on our YouTube channel, Elevate Renatus. Make sure you visit oyesoes.com and watch the short 6-minute video that Michael put together. It just talks about what the optional event subscription is and why you want to participate in that. And just some numbers from last week's house tour. Every Wednesday, we do a house tour. Last week, we toured Ryan Black's home. Beautiful home and an incredible transaction that he put together. This property was completely paid for by his previous deal. He had sold six-unit apartment building, and then that 6-unit was actually purchased with funds from a previous deal. So to see this domino effect happening is really exciting. What's possible, it just shows what's possible with this education. So congratulations, Ryan. He is living in a beautiful home for absolutely nothing. It's totally free, so I love it. All right, so every week, this is our weekly events. We've had just a couple of minor shifts in our weekly events, so pay attention. And if you'd like to catch a screenshot of this, feel free to do so. So every Tuesday, we have a profits intro at 12:30 Mountain Time. And it's just a quick hour with Michael Huggins. He's doing a great job of showing the profits education to people around the world. And as I just mentioned, we have our house tour on Wednesday that's offered in the English language. And then we have a Spanish house tour on Thursday. So on Wednesday, we've got a new event happening on Wednesdays. We have our, as I just mentioned, the house tour in English. And then we also have a AIT bonus track study group offered in Spanish. Every Thursday, we have our house tour in Spanish. We also have our Pillars of Wealth. Everything else on the list here is in English. Pillars of Wealth presentation. We've got our follow-up and funding webinar, onboarding session, essentials, business development, and then we've got multifamily, wholesaling, and short-term rental study groups happening. All of this is going on at 7 p.m. Very grateful for all the support that our team has put together for us. We do record these morning calls. You can find them in two places. We've got our calls going live on our Facebook page, the Renatus Team Elevate private Facebook page. What I love about the feature with the live videos is that you can rewatch the recording right away. You don't have to wait for that. And then the Elevate Renatus YouTube channel is also a great resource for both these morning calls as well as the Zoom up calls that I mentioned a few minutes ago, the get to know you story calls. Alrighty, so today we get to learn from Daine Clark. Daine Clark is such an amazing individual. It's been incredible getting to know him over the last few years. And what he's done with this information, with this business, is very inspiring. So make sure that you take notes from Daine today. Before Renatus, Daine was working 2 jobs. He was working for Apple and he was also a roofer. For Apple, he was kind of shy, working in the back, not talking to customers on the floor. And then as a roofer, that's something that he did on the weekends for extra money. And that's what his dad did. So that's kind of how he fell into that world. With fair skin, red hair, being in the sun all day was not his cup of tea. So at the time, Daine was barely making ends meet and he knew that he needed to make a change. He started to look at other income opportunities and found Renatus. He plugged into the system, he listened to his mentors, applied Velocity Banking, so started to watch his classes, apply what he was learning. He used Velocity Banking as leverage as a down payment on a duplex where he lived in one side and rented out the other. Now, if we fast forward to today, it's only been about 5 years that Daine's been in Renatus and he has completed his 100th deal. He has raised over $17 million from various investors to go towards his transactions. And the secret to that is consistency and frequency. He has grown his team. So not only is he killing it on the real estate side, but he's also a very, very good marketer. So he's grown his team and he's recognized by our CEO, Bob Snyder, as a key leader. And he's also on the PIT, training to be on the PAC, the President's Advisory Council. So again, take notes. I'm excited for what Daine has to share with us this morning. Good morning, Daine. How are you?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Keely. Thank you so much. It's actually not like 30 degrees outside here in Utah, so not too bad. As I'm sure it's going to get really cold here pretty soon. But yeah, excited to be here as always. I got some good stuff for you guys. Oh, and we can update. I feel like I'm lying. I feel like somebody, I have to pinch myself, but we just surpassed 18 million. I assume by next week it'll be 19. Oh my gosh, we've got like 7 properties that we're picking up in the next 7 days. So I'm tired. But it's been crazy. In fact, I was just looking at it. This machine, like, thank goodness for Renatus. Oh my gosh, this machine that we're building is generating over $70,000 a month in net income. Not for me. I don't get to keep all of that because I raise so much cash that I got to pay people. But oh my gosh, $70,000 a month in net income after all expenses paid. So let's do this though, okay? Shall we? I got some good stuff for you guys as always. Oh man, times are just, we're going into the snowy season. Actually, not for everybody. Let's say the holiday season. We're going into the holiday season. So this is a good time. Oh, this is such a good time of year. And so let's go ahead and start. Thank you, Doug, for getting us going. Let's do this. Share with me, guys. I want to know, tell me, how many people did you talk to? All wealth is built through conversation. I just happen to have 70,000 conversations, kind of. I've had so many conversations that it's seriously starting to feel like a machine, right? And so, and now that I'm in this 5 years, however many conversations I've had, I don't know, thousands. But I can't remember who I was just talking to. That it feels like in the beginning, you feel like you're wasting your time. You feel like you're just spinning your wheels. But ultimately, you're just building experience. You're building knowledge. You're building relationships, all the way to the point where one of those conversations turns into, oh my gosh, I think I can help you buy your house, or oh my gosh, you should buy Renatus too. I just bought this 6 months ago. I just bought this 2 weeks ago. I don't care. And that conversation turns into excitement to help people. And oh, it's awesome. In fact, I was just talking to a student yesterday, and that's exactly what he told me. He's like, Daine, I feel like for the first few months I was just spinning my wheels. I was having conversations because you told me to. And all of a sudden I knew how to answer people's questions. All of a sudden I knew how to respond to an objection. All of a sudden I knew what to say if they said this, or this. And we actually just made an offer on this student's first property, and I mean, this student might make like 30 grand on their first deal. But just remember, every conversation you have today is more experience for the conversation you have tomorrow. So have a lot of them. Okay. So tell me, guys, how many people did you get to an intro? Did you talk to? Did you get to a house tour? Did you get to Super Saturday? Did you get, anything, any conversation? I love it. Alvin, 65 conversations. Love it. All right, let's start from the top. Doug had 1. Congrats, brother. David had 3, or is that 3 and 3? Bruce had 2. Gildy had 11 on the intro and 1 one-on-one. Great job. David had 3. Tyson Clay had 3. 1 to the intro. Diana Torres had 10. Great job. Keely, 2 one-on-ones last Friday. 65 messages sent. 15 booked for this Saturday. Oh, it's gonna be sweet. Let's see. Deborah still spinning. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm gonna guess maybe that's your internet, or I don't know. Alvin, again, 65 conversations. Dude, how are you tracking that, Alvin? You're doing great. If I were to guess, maybe actually you probably beat me. I don't think I had 65 conversations. 15 registered for the property tour for the Tony Scotti event. Awesome. In fact, hey, we're going to one of my properties tonight. Let's see. Bobby Johnson, yeah, like a machine. I have 3 to Velocity Banking today and tomorrow, 5 for the Saturday, and speaking 3 more tonight, 1 in funding, 1 in their funding assessment. Nice. Good job, Bobby. Grace, 24 messages sent, 1 confirmed for the intro, 1 for Saturday intensive. Let's see, Judy Wade, 8 for Saturday. Berta had 3. LaShawn, 10, played cash flow game, 2 attended Velocity Banking and did a one-on-one. Scarlett, 31 texts, 1 confirmed for Saturday. No goose eggs? Good job, guys. No goose eggs this week. Ada had 4 to the house tour, 1 intro, 2 follow-ups, 11 intensive. Good job. Corey Bear. And Corey, let me know if I pronounce your last name correctly. Is it Bear? Corey Bear? Or am I missing the boat there? I think I heard that from somebody. 11 booked for Saturday. Upgrade pending. Yeah, Black Friday. Discount. Cool. Or I shouldn't say discount, but Black Friday deal. Pending another full combo in the works. Let's see. Mike. Whoa. Dude, why? 155 contacted, 55 responded, 26 confirmed for events, mostly Tony Scotti. Dude, Tony Scotti is going to blow it up. I was talking to Tony Scotti last week, actually. And I mean, I don't want to give his story away, but in his class, he says he has a certain number of contracts for deeds. And when I asked him last week, he has upped that by like 30%. And I mean, the cash flow that he's bringing in on that machine is sickening. Like, I got goals now. He's the man. So, and he doesn't own anything. Isn't that so cool that he is generating tens, almost into the 6 figures per month? He's very, very close. And he doesn't own anything. This is so cool. Goals. I'm gonna catch up to that guy. Nina, 3 101s, 2 Super Saturdays, 2 to Super Saturday, 1 for signing. Keely says, "Dang, Mike." Yes, I second that. Sandra says, "Also wonderful, Mike. Mike, that is how it's done." Awesome. Awesome. All right, let's do this, guys. Who, and you know who you are, come off of mute. I want to have a conversation with you. I do this every week because I want you guys to see how for one, how does the conversation work where you're just here to solve people's problems, right? Where if you take your mindset and you enter into somebody's space, into somebody's situation to legitimately help them, magic. It's almost like magic. It's almost like cheating. Money just comes your way. So who can we help this week? You know who you are. Just come right off of mute and interrupt me, because I'm not going to let any awkward silences happen, of course. And so come right off of mute. Let's have a conversation. And everybody is going to thank you that you had the courage to do so. LaShawn says she has 5 for Velocity Banking tonight. But yeah, who is it going to be? Or am I just going to talkie today and tell stories or come up with something? Because I certainly can, and I always will have at least something prepared. But who do we have? Who can we help? You know who you are. Going once, going twice.
I can say something.
I got you, Doug, as well. Sandra, go ahead.
I can't put my video right now, but I have just one question. Since when you started, you always mentioned that you were the shy guy, right in the back, and all that, right?
Yes.
How did I know that I've been listening to your story and all that, how you started, but how did you transition from the real estate? I mean, not transition, but decided to do the marketing side. And how did you start that process?
Yes, that's a good one. Doug, go ahead with your question too. I wanna hit both of these. So Sandra says, how did I go from? I want to make sure I capture her question correctly. But Sandra says, how did I go from shy to not shy? But also, I heard in that question, why did I start marketing? Because many of you guys have heard my story where when I was pulling out my credit cards to drop 20 grand, some of you heard me say this, but I had done some Googling about Renatus, and I was like, and the guy's name was Mitch that signed me up. I said, Mitch, I'm not, I'm like holding my credit cards, like kind of teasing him a little bit. I'm like, Mitch, I'm not going to join some stupid real estate MLM, right? I am here because I want to do real estate. I know nothing about it. I don't even know what a realtor is. And so this better work that where I am taught how to talk real estate, how to buy real estate, how to make money in real estate. So if you take this card from me, it better be that I am not just joining some stupid real estate MLM. And that's how I joined Renatus. But so anyway, Doug, go ahead with your question too. I want to make sure I capture these.
So can you hear me all right?
Yes, go ahead.
All right. So you went from shy to the guy, right?
Sure.
Okay. So anyway, my question is, when you're getting a new student started, and particularly the essentials, I remember you going through kind of, what the strategy was. And if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to have a review quickly of that, and somebody else can ask a question. But if you could just quickly lay that out one more time, how you determined that with the strategy call, that would be appreciated.
Yes. So new student with the caveat that they were essentials only.
Yes.
And how do you get that person to be like in a month or 2 months or 6 months or a year, Doug, I need more, man. I need more. I got to upgrade, right? How do you create that conversation from the beginning?
Right.
Yeah.
And
So
kind of behind that is I want to sincerely help the individual. So how do you
yeah,
determine to point them, okay, this is the plan. You're going to do this class, and this class in this order, and
mhm.
that will get you to where you want to go. How do you, just quickly, how you set that up? That'd be great.
Cool. Yes, this will be perfect. Yeah, so I've got my list. I've got my list of things to cover today, and you know, it's so interesting. I I I used to like try and prepare a specific thing every single week, and I've noticed that like I would prepare a lot. Nowadays, I'll be thinking through the week like, man, what do my Wednesday people, what do my Wednesday family need to hear? And oftentimes the questions that I get are like perfectly in line with either what I'm working on lately or what I'm thinking about lately. It's crazy. But also people are always asking questions in a way that I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't know that I should talk about that specific thing. So thank you guys for helping expand your business and everybody else, because I guarantee other people have the same question as what Doug just asked or what Sandra just asked. And so people are grateful that you're not just hearing what I think you need to hear. We're going to customize this to you guys. But so yeah, and in fact, Doug, you like opened up a whole can of worms of something that I've been working on for like 3 or 4 months. So I'm excited to actually just give you guys even the tools that I've been building for myself, of course. But everything I build, I will templatize, if that's a word, and say, hey, you guys can have this if you want. And this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm using. So cool. Let's do this. Let me share my screen. And oh, Keely, can you let me share my screen by chance?
Yes.
So you are
And
so organized, Daine. I'm in dire need of that. So
yes. And I think Doug, I'm not sure if you were on my my money raising mastermind last week, but somebody had made that same comment, and they said, Daine, like they almost put me on this pedestal to say like, oh, I can never do that because Daine, you're so darn organized. So of course you make money, right? No, that's just an excuse. I wasn't organized until I was organized. At the end of the day, organization is just a factor of how much time you spend on it. I sat down and I said, all right, if I was organized or if I was going to run my business in an organized manner, what would I do? And I spent hours on, and it sucked. Yeah, it definitely sucked. But I spent hours on just putting brain power towards organization. I mean, literally, I was up until 4 o'clock this morning, you know, just as an example, because I care about organization. Because I know that organization is really what's going to create a system, right? And so here I am up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I got my AirPods in, got the music going, and I'm just organizing. And that's it. So that we know what to do on every single deal that comes through, and we create the automation. And I do the same thing on every single deal so we can do more deals at a time. So that way, if we ever do 7 deals in a week, again, because this is a record for me to pick up 7 properties in a 7-day period. I don't want to go through the growing pains that I'm going through right now, right? So I'm like, all right, I got to be more organized. And so I stay up until 4 in the morning creating those systems. Anyway, I digress. So going from shy to not shy. Now, this doesn't need to take a lot of time, but this will help somebody. When I first started, I literally, and I'm actually going to open up. I don't usually say this, but I have a feeling that people need to hear this on the call today. But when I was new, and I spent my $20,000, and I joined Renatus, and I came to the study groups. I remember walking in to there was an essentials study group, right? And I actually don't share this very often, but there was an essentials study group, and I walk in, and I'm like sitting through, and you know, yeah, we all do this. Like we're all like kind of sizing each other up, you know, because I'm like the new guy now, and all these people have been friends and they're coming to study groups, whatever. And I'm just like, all right, so what have you done? You know, what have you know? I didn't say this. I'm just like judging people's character. Like, oh, that guy doesn't even look like he has done anything. Like, okay, he looks like he could be successful, you know. And we all do this. Admit it. You guys do this too. Or you lie about it. No, just kidding. So anyway, I sit through essentials, and I'm like, 98% of the people in this essential study group right now are not doing real estate deals. And so here and it was interesting because I think my brain was just looking for negativity, if you will, because there probably was. Looking back and knowing who was in that study group, they were doing deals. Renatus just makes people who seem like they don't make money actually make money, and they're very humble about that. And so anyway, so here I was, walk into this essential study group. In my perception, nobody's doing deals, and so I was just like, well, this sucks. Like I think I probably just wasted my money. And so I walk out of that study group, and I have the determination, and I say to myself, okay, I will watch every class that I set out to watch in essentials and AIT. And so I seriously took, let's call it a sabbatical. I don't know. I did not come back to a study group for months because I thought it would be garbage. I wanted to network with people who were doing deals. And I, in my mind, I told me nobody was. And so I walk out, I watch all the essentials class in like a month. And so I joined in November. I had school up until December. And then I basically started watching classes January 1st. And so I finished all of the essentials in the month of January, outside of my day job. Then I watch both. This is crazy. I don't recommend this. But I watch both the fix and flip track and the rental track inside of the month of February. Just literally like binge watching Renatus. I mean, I remember just having like popcorn, sitting back. And this was before you could turn it on to like 2 times speed or 1.5. I watched it in real time. It was very tough. But I remember just sitting back watching, you know, just like just binge watching Renatus. And after that 2-month period, I say to myself, okay, I'm educated. I've watched all these classes. Where's the deals? Where's the money? And you know what? I had to wake up, because then I'm just like, all right, you know, and I call the guy who drove me up, like, all right, where's the deals? Where's the money? You know, I tell Mitch, like, hey, dude, all right, let's make money. and he's like, you know, where you been for the last few months? I just realized I hadn't seen you in a while. And so he's like, well, you got to start coming back to the meetings, and you got to start like networking with people. And I'm just like, no, Mitch, where's the deals? And he's like, well, dude, you gotta meet people. You gotta talk to people. And so I come back to this first study group, whatever. And I don't need to go into too much detail after this. I just wanted everybody to know where my mindset was. And I have this rude awakening that I'm like, wait a second. The only way that I'm going to get into a real estate deal is if I learn how to talk to someone. I can't just be all kinds of educated. I can't just be all kinds of you know, spreadsheet ready, if you will, you know, like, cause I like spreadsheets, as some of you already probably know, but I can't just be like the spreadsheet god and make all this money. I have to learn how to talk to people. And that was when it kind of sunk in, and I was like, crap. This is real. This is not magic beans. I didn't spend $20,000. Also, I'm gonna become, you know, start making $20,000 a month or whatever. I'm gonna have to learn how to talk to people. And so in this transition now, we're in February. My wife is about to have the baby that she was pregnant. Actually, she had the baby in February. And so she has the baby. And now I'm like, okay, 2 rude awakenings. 1, my wife just quit her job because I'm not going to make her go to work with a brand new baby. 2, I have to talk to people to make money about real estate. And so I was like, you know what? And I call Mitch up and I kind of like grudgingly say, Mitch, tell me about the marketing. Tell me about this marketing thing. And that was because again, I needed money. Paige quit her job. And 2, I knew I needed to learn how to talk to people. And I was like, you know what? If I start marketing, I will have tons of opportunities to talk to a lot of people. And I will get very good at talking to people. It will be the perfect practice to learn how to have a conversation with people. And so that was like the real story, or I should say not the real story. I always tell the real story, but that was like the true, like what was going on inside of me story that I don't usually share, where I like show up and I like judge everybody and say, I'm out of here. Like, this is stupid, you know, whatever. And then I had my rude awakening that I had to have money. Paige just had the baby. And I had to learn to have a conversation. And so over the next few years, I learned how to have that conversation. For me, I feel like it took a long time to learn how to have that conversation, right? And then you guys, and we will go into this another day, but you guys have heard me say that your job is to be a detective, right? So this is like the system that I've created, because technically, like, for example, if I ever get like really sick, and I don't get sick very often anymore, it's really interesting. If you guys have ever heard of like NLP and all the positive mind stuff, I don't get sick very often. Very, very healthy, getting healthier every day. But over the last several years, like if I ever did get sick, it was almost as if this shyness, because again, originally, you know, was really shy. My shyness like actually comes up, if you will, or my outgoingness comes down. If I just like remove myself from the world and don't talk to anybody, like it's hard to get back into it. Why do you guys think I volunteer my time on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays to come and speak to dozens, sometimes hundreds of people? Because it's like a muscle, right? And so I'm continually developing this muscle, because guys, I want, to me, it's all about the lifestyle, not in like a director kind of way where everybody sees and I look good in front of everybody. But for me, like I will work so hard so I can be lazy, so that we can go on vacation and I can just like sit on the beach and do nothing for, you know, a whole day. and so at the end of the day, I built all these little games and all these little mind tricks to help myself say, you know what, I'm not selling anything. I don't sell anything. I am a detective. And you know, people on the screen here that I see their faces: Keely, Gilda, Christine, Chi. Well, that's Chi. I just see your ceiling. Your face isn't in it though. But whatever. When I see a person's face, I tell myself, I love you, and I'm going to serve you. And today I'm going to figure out how I can help you. Yeah, thank you, Tyson. Turn that camera on, brother. How am I going to serve you today? And so that was the shift from over the last 5 years. Well, technically I've been marketing for 4.5, whatever. But over that last 5 years, that's how I show up every single day now. I love you. I want to serve you. And I'm going to figure out how I can help you today. And when I find that out, I'm going to let you know. Right? Yeah, I don't say that to people openly, because some people would be like, oh, you love me, Daine? Go read the book, The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino. And you'll know exactly why I say, when I show up to everybody I meet, in the back of my head, I'm saying, I love you, I want to serve you. And today I'm going to figure out how I can help you. And when I find that out, I will let you know. And that's how I show up. And I don't sell anything. I just show up and help people and figure out how I can help people by asking them questions. And so, you know, essentially becoming a detective. And you guys have all heard me talk about how if I'm a detective and I find out people's relationship to real estate is that of they have $100,000 or more and they want to twiddle their thumbs and be a bank to fund my real estate deals, or if they want to, if they have money or don't have money, but they want to spend time, they want to get their hands wet, they want to get to work and be active right alongside myself and all of us, then I'm going to help you do that, right? Whether you want to be a CEO of real estate like me, or if you are a realtor that I'm going to hire, or if you are a title agent or a banker or a contractor, I mean, I don't care. Or if you're both, if you're like a hybrid of a realtor, real estate investor, CEO hybrid, great, all the better, right? We're going to work together. We're going to spend a lot of time together. Or the people that are like, dude, oh my gosh, can I just show you guys an email? Check this out. Let's see. So I get this email. When was this? This is just Wednesday, a week ago. And so I get this email, and I kid you not, this is a brand new student in Renatus. And I kid you not, he's talking to this lady, having a conversation, because again, he knows all wealth is built through conversation. And he knows that every single person that he talks to is going to fall in one of these categories: passive, active, property with an underlying problem, property with a problem. And he's talking to this lady at work, and he knows this lady, and he brings up the words real estate investing, and he gets to understand by, and actually I'm not sure if he did this. I'm going to go back and ask him, but he loved her. He wanted to figure out how to serve her. And the moment he discovered how he can help her, how he can serve her, oh, he let her know, right? And so her relationship to real estate right now is she's going through a divorce. She's going through this divorce. And this is so interesting. I've never seen a divorce decree like this before, but in the first 90 days, if the husband refinanced the house, he gets all the equity. In the next 180 days, if she refinances the house, then she gets all the equity. Right. And I need to confirm that, but that's what I'm led to believe in what's going down here. And if neither of them refinance it, then they put it on the open market and they sell it, and they have to split it 50-50, the net proceeds. And so very interesting decree there. But again, if that's what it is, great. She's got until December 11th or something like that. I'm not sure. I think it says it in here somewhere, but either way, she says the words, and I quote, I basically want to do this deal, but I do not want my ex-husband to see a dime of that profit. So I am willing to sell this house very, very below market so that he doesn't make a dime. And she goes on to talk about why she believes this. But it's not the first time I've heard this in a divorce situation. Okay. So at the end of the day, you are a detective. You show up to every single person and you love them. You are there to serve them. And by golly, the moment you discover how you can serve them, you're going to let them know. And so to me, like, I'm not selling anything. This is how I can say, like, I overcame shy, because my desire to help people outweighs my shy. And yes, I still have shy tendencies. I mean, you meet me in a crowd and catch me off guard, then I'm like, I'm like this little bubble, But then I realize, like, oh no, I gotta stand up. I gotta smile, and every single person I see, I'm gonna smile at them. I'm gonna say hello, right? I have to consciously tell myself this stuff, because most people, it's so weird. And I used to get this a lot, especially as I had more stories and as I had more success to share. People thought I was like, what's the term? Stuck up. I used to get that all the time as a kid in school. People thought I was so stuck up, when really it was just because I was like shy and I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to carry on a conversation. And people took that as I was like, I don't want to talk to you. Where in reality, no, like I got this burning desire inside that I want to help people. And so I'm like, I have to show that on the outside just as much as I believe that about myself on the inside. And I want to help people. And so you do that with a smile. And so I literally had to learn how to smile in public, and literally meet every single person that I shake hands with or greet with a smile. and all of a sudden people like don't believe I'm shy anymore. And that was it. Smile and show up to love them, serve them, and tell them how you discovered you can serve them. Right. And of course we've got the all awesome not interested box that I've talked about all the time, on loving those people that say, I don't want your help, or you can't help me, or anything of the sort, or that's not for me. It doesn't matter. Okay. But this turning this into a template, if you will, is ultimately what overcame my shy. Because now I could, correct me if I'm wrong, Sandra, let me know if you agree with this or if you disagree. And anybody else who is shy, have the courage to let me know. But most of the time, shy is just because you don't know what to say. Because if you knew what to say, even a shy person wants to speak up and say, oh my gosh, I know this. Oh my gosh, I know how to help you with this. I know the solution to this problem. Even a shy person, if they know what to say and when to say it, they're going to say it. And so to me, this was just like, cool, I'm going to have all the conversations I could have, or I think I could have, up front. If this, then that. If this, then that. If this, then that. If this, then that. And so every one of my conversations is almost templated. Okay. And you would laugh. You would laugh at the conversation that I have with people. I mean, I ask people the same 2-3 questions, sometimes 4 questions, depending on which avenue we start going down. But I asked everybody the same question. And I legit genuinely want to know the answers to those questions. Okay. But anywho. Yeah, hopefully this was hopefully some of you really, really needed that. Let me check comments. Just check comments. Great stuff. Cool. All right. I think I beat that one to death. So let's move on. Doug, new student, essentials only. I do this for everybody, but this will be good. I do this for everybody, whether they bought anything. If they bought a full combo, then yeah, we just go a little deeper, or they already have the plan. In fact, here, this is how I want to say this. I do the same thing for everybody, whether they bought essentials or a full combo. Because if they bought the full combo, then I'm going to be like, dude, watch those classes, because I know what it's going to do for them. If I go back to my own story here, and you guys are welcome to take a screenshot of this, but if I go to my personal situation, here is my own class schedule, and here is when I watched those classes. Right, I have completed 95 hours of AIT and 65 hours of essentials classes. That's a lot. And this little schedule here is actually assuming I watched it at 1.5 times speed. Back in February in 2016, in January 2016, that ability didn't exist, at least to me, to my knowledge. And so I watched a lot of these in real-time speed. But here is what I have gone through to get to where I am in my educational journey. And so when I set up this for other people, I say, you know what do you want to learn? And so I've got this in here to just put something there then we'll go through. So Doug, to answer your question, when they have unlocked their classes and we're walking through their back end, I sit down and I show them and the classes, and we're scrolling through essentials, and I say, hey, is there anything in here that you are excited to learn about or that you don't want to learn about? I already have them in here. And then we start answering those questions. And I built in coach call link for every single Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Right? If they just click on that link, then it is going to take them straight to Coach Gavin's study group. And I tell them, you get on that because Gavin is the man. Okay. You guys know that. Anybody who knows Gavin and has been to any one of his Tuesday night study groups at 8 p.m. Mountain Time knows that this guy lays it down. Gavin is the man. Right. So, and if they tell me, you know what, I don't think I want to watch self-directed IRA, then I say, great, don't. And I just delete it. Just take it right off of here. Okay. And so, and I'm going to give you guys a link to this at the end here. Okay. So you guys can get my updated version. I'll show you that in a minute. But anyway, so we build out their class schedule. If they are essentials only, I still do. I will still build out what they want to see in here, in the AIT sections, right? And I talk about Coach Gavin one-on-one coaching, right? Notice I got a link right there for Coach Gavin for the combo holders to meet with Coach, okay? And so we build that out, whether they're essentials or not. Essentials or combo, because I get calls, and I'd have to go find these text messages, but I get calls or text messages where people are like, all right, Daine, I'm done. All right, and see, watch what happens when we do this. Done, and it marks it off. If they mark it done, right, and I just share this with them, I just share this with them so they can update it in real time, just like I can. And notice that the little progress bar boop, 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 goes up a little bit. And you can see how big of a nerd I am. But anyway, as soon as they're done with this and they mark it off, and if they call me and they have all these questions, right, because people have questions, they call me and they have the questions, I'll be like, oh, have you filled out your sheet? Have you filled out your sheet yet? Looks like you've only watched 2 classes in essentials. Tell me your question. Now that I know where you're at, tell me the answer. Tell me your question. Most of the time, they're like, well, it's about finding deals. I'm like, cool. Well, have you watched the Deal of the Decade class yet? Doesn't look like you have. No. Well, watch it. And so I'm just like cheerleader. I'm coach, right? Just like, watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. And so as soon as they get all this stuff done in there, and I better delete these because this is template. It'll show up on everybody's. But when they're done with that, they're just like, cool. What's next? And so they know, and I get those text messages where like, hey, Daine, I'm done. What's next? I think I need to upgrade. I think I need to get their access to the rest of this stuff because I don't know how to do a deal yet. Of course you don't. That was essentials. And so I get those people that are like, all right, ready. Until then, though, I'm just like, watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. Get those essentials done. Because then after that, it's time to upgrade. It's time to take this seriously. Okay. So that's what I do. Now, with the last 5 minutes, I want to share something I just built. I mean, this is what I do at 4 a.m. usually is build a system that every time I have a conversation, it makes my conversation more valuable, right? That's typically why I'll stay up late to organize myself, okay? So here's how I've organized myself to have that conversation with somebody. And I'll do this 2 ways. One, and I would recommend you do this as well. One is you sit down with somebody and you organize them. You organize their calendar. You organize their roadmap to success, if you will. And so I built this little dynamic sheet, partially just because I had the idea and I was like, ooh, this would be cool. And so dynamic sheet where they start going through. And so they have to answer these questions and say, and start answering like, okay, oh, looks like I need to fix this. Bam, merge. And so they start answering these questions, and they have to type in and say, cool, in the next 90 days, let's see, does it say 90 days? No, this is just do. This is just something I want to do. I want to buy my first property, whatever. Okay. And so they start filling this out. And as they fill it out, it starts asking them more questions. And let's see, what is this? Oh, just kidding. That's not even a thing. Is it? Yeah, I'll look at this later. Whatever. Usually I'm looking at this on my computer, and so on the iPad it's a little bit different. But anyway, they start filling this out. And so if they fill out in the next 90 days, I'm grateful that I was able to buy my first property. Okay. And is this even? No, this I need to undo all this. I'm messing this up because that was not. All right. Answering this question, I want to buy my first property. And so I go down through and I help them fill this sheet out for what they want to do. And then to achieve this goal, what is that going to do for you? Right? These are like the steps that every single person, I go through this. Every single person should go through these steps. If they really want their goal, they will spend this kind of time on building that goal. The achievement of a goal does not just directly relate to how much you work towards it. Sometimes the achievement of your goal is dependent upon how much you organize yourself for what you do every day, what you say every day, okay? And so let's see, what is this going to do for you? This is going to help me pay off debt. I don't know. Just thinking of things that if you achieve this goal, how is it going to make you feel? Like the king of the world, whatever. Like the king of the world, the king of world, whatever. Okay. And then there's more questions. All right. When are you going to work on this goal? There's two things that you're going to need: knowledge and conversations. How much knowledge are you going to put in your head every week or every day of every week? Fill that in now. And then they start, all right, well, I'm going to fill my head with knowledge on Mondays for 2 hours, on Wednesdays for 2 hours, because I'm going to go to the study group, on Thursdays for 2 hours, on Fridays, because I'm going to watch a bunch of classes for 3 hours. Okay. And I'm going to have conversations on Mondays, on Wednesdays, and on Saturdays. Right. And so you start filling in all this stuff. And in here it even says, like, dude, pull out your calendar. If you really want to achieve a goal, then your calendar is going to show how much you want that goal, right? Can you guys see my calendar now? Your calendar is going to show how much you want that goal and how many conversations you have around. So this is this week, here's last week, right? I'm having a lot of conversations around my goals. And really, it's just like showing up to these people and being like, I love you. I'm going to figure out how to serve you. And as soon as I find out, I will let you know. and we're doing crazy things, helping people. Okay. So I would recommend you do this for yourself. Right. But then you come down and we say, all right, here's your your weekly actions. And some of you have heard me share all these different steps of the goal. And I just but here's now a worksheet where you can't be lazy. You can't bypass. You gotta think about these things before you move on. Okay. So if you do not hit this minimum, this is really good around the psychology of achieving a goal and organizing your brain. If you do not achieve this weekly minimum of action, what is something that you will make yourself do as a punishment for not achieving it? All right. Some people say, oh, I'll donate to the presidential campaign that I don't want, or I will donate to some cause that I don't care about. Or, oh, I will, like you got to embarrass yourself. You have to do something that you hate. You got to put money towards things you hate. Or and we're just talking little things, right? Just little things. Don't go broke on doing something to punish yourself, but something that you are just going to be like, right? That you have to do. Okay. Then once we fill that out, and let's say I have to post on Facebook Live singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. For a shy person, I will do whatever it takes to not have to sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on Facebook Live. As a shy person, that's going to motivate me, right? So I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. If I do not achieve my minimum, okay? Now we move on, and anyway, you guys can see where this is going. What are you going to do to treat yourself at the end of the week if you do achieve this minimum of action taking, right? Get a massage, or I'm going to sit in the bathtub for an hour with bubbles, or whatever, okay? You pick those things, and as you go through this sheet, there's actually one thing in here. In fact, if you guys want to do this, I'll let you guys figure it out. But there is one thing in there that actually is going to solidify the goal that you just set. And it's going to tell you whether you are committed to your goal or not. When you get to this step, it's going to bring out truth from within you as to if you really want to achieve this or not. If you really want to go from where you are to where you want to go bad enough, or if you're just like, well, it sounded like a good idea to get into my first deal, or to sell my first combo, or to become 5-star, whatever your goal is, right? Sounded like a good idea, but now I'm not so sure. And maybe it means you need to change your goal. Maybe it means that you've got to do some serious like soul searching. If you do this properly, this sheet is going to really help you. I do this for every one of my goals. Why do you think I achieve them? Because I gut check, I fact check, I reality check myself. Say, all right, I really want this. You guys have never heard me sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on Facebook. That was actually one of my real things that I said, if I do not achieve my minimum goal, I will sing on Facebook.
I love it.
and I have never had to sing it. Okay. But anyway, and I sign it, and then we move on, and there's more things down here. Okay. Now I have to undo all this because the template, actually it's 9:04. We got to get out of here. Okay. So if you go to DaineClark.com/tracker, somebody, if you would, please post that in the chat box. You can get the template of this and wait to download it until I'm done with this. Because if you download it right now, you're going to have all this. You're going to have all my annotations in here. And clear and clear. Okay.
Hey, brother, please let me know if you don't make your goal, because I want to catch that Facebook posting so bad.
Facebook Live. Yeah, I've already completed that goal, so I probably won't be for sure singing about that goal, but I'm about to set some new goals, and so I will definitely be coming up with something embarrassing for myself, that if I don't achieve my weekly minimum, right? And that's the key, is the thing that you have to, the thing that you can control, which is your action. You can't control if you achieve a goal or not, but you can control your action. And if you do not achieve the action, that's when you punish yourself or give yourself a reward if you made it. Okay. So anyway, go through this for yourself, because not only is it going to really help you achieve your goal, but this is going to help you become the authority